Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ashley. I am a licensed master cosmetologist, and in this video I will be showing you how to properly apply a relaxer and how to neutralize the relaxer after you are done. So first things first, I am just basing my client is my mom, by the way. I'm basing her scalp with it's by Ampro. You can find it at your local beauty supply. It's just their cream base. I base the scalp very heavily before a chemical service such as a relaxer, just to have a nice barrier between the scalp and the chemical. Even though the relaxer will touch the scalp, it's just so that it kind of takes a minute to penetrate. So I'm just parting her hair thickly and heavily, applying the base. You see me going over it again, just making sure her scalp is completely coated. Okay, so next I'm going to apply the Influence Pre-Chemical Treatment. This product will help prevent overprocessing of any chemical service. I usually only use it before a relaxer, and I apply it very generously throughout the length of the hair, and I apply it very close to the new growth area. When you apply a relaxer and you begin to work it through, the heat from your hands and the heat from your client's scalp will warm up that relaxer a little bit and cause it to slide down a little bit past the new growth area. So this product just acts as a barrier to prevent any overprocessing of hair that is already relaxed. Now here I am, I'm getting ready to start applying the relaxer, but first I'm just redefining those parts. When you're doing a relaxer, you are working out of 4 sections of hair. I start with the back right, and I move to the left and work my way to the top. I like to put a little bit of the relaxer on the back of my hand. It just helps move through the process a little bit more quickly. Okay, so first things first, you're going to outline your first panel of hair, only applying it to the new growth area, so no more than 1 inch to 1/2 inch down. Now, starting at the top of your section, take a subsection about 1/2 inch thick and start applying your relaxer to the new growth area. So your new growth area is only about 1/2 inch to 1 inch down, just really depending on how many months or weeks post relaxer your client is. Take very thin sections, apply the relaxer to the front and to the back of the subsection. If you grab a section that is too thick, by the time you come back to that section of hair to work the relaxer through, you'll notice a bit of uneven processing. So keep those sections thin and neat, making sure that relaxer is applied to the front and to the back. Now I am using a bristle brush. I highly recommend that you use a silicone brush. Those are the newer brushes that do not have any bristles. They're just really soft and flappy. It takes a bit more time to apply the relaxer with it, but I would highly recommend them if you are a bit heavy-handed, because if you apply the relaxer with the bristle brush and you scratch the scalp, all you would do is irritate the scalp before you get a chance to work your relaxer through. Now the same thing that I did with the first section of hair, I'm going to do it with the second. Taking thin subsections, no more than 1/2 of an inch thick, applying the relaxer to the front and to the back of each subsection. Take note of how I am not applying the relaxer forcefully or directly to the scalp. Even though relaxer is going to get on the scalp anyways, is inevitable, especially when you begin to work the relaxer through. You do not want it to be on the scalp during this application process because you do not want to cause early scalp irritation before the relaxer gets a chance to process. So yes, we did apply a cream base to the scalp in the beginning, but that thin barrier still needs to be there when we go back to work the relaxer through. Now that the relaxer is applied to all 4 sections of the hair, it's time to go back through and smooth the relaxer. Still taking small sections of hair starting from the bottom, comb the new growth area only and gently smooth it down with your fingers. Or you could use the back of your comb. If needed, lightly apply more relaxer to the area where it may not be as much relaxer. Now try your hardest not to comb beyond the new growth area. Although we have applied the pre-chemical treatment to the length of the hair and close to the new growth area, you still don't want to purposely put relaxer there. Still be neat and still be professional. During the smoothing stage, the relaxer will get on the scalp, but we are being conscious of our time, managing our time correctly, moving efficiently, The relaxer will not be on the scalp for too long, and we also have our cream base there for a layer of protection. Same rules apply here. Begin smoothing your relaxer through, taking thin sections, and try not to comb beyond the new growth area. Your smoothing process will get a bit messy, but still try your hardest to be as neat as possible. Now I'm going to go ahead and complete this process throughout the entire head. I usually do it twice, and that usually gets the job done. If you feel like you need to go back one more time, then do so, but I try not to go over 20 minutes with my relaxers. Now, one last thing. Relaxers aren't necessarily here for us to get the hair completely bone straight, although they can. It's perfectly okay if there's a little bit of a wave to the hair. Wave, to me, equals strength. Finally, here we are at the shampoo bowl. I'm getting ready to rinse out the relaxer and neutralize the hair. When you are rinsing out the relaxer, you do not need extremely hot water. Please use lukewarm to cool water. Extreme heat on the hair from the water will just leave the cuticle open and cause frizziness later. Now here is how you properly rinse out the relaxer. You're going to start rinsing in the area that you applied relaxer to first, and then you're going to move counterclockwise. So for me, starting from the back right, then the back left, then I moved upwards and started rinsing in the top left and then the top right. If your client had any scalp irritation during the process, Rinse out that area first where they are irritated at, and then you go back and rinse correctly in the area that you started with first. You are rinsing out the relaxer in the same order that you applied it because you want all of the hair to have an even processing time. Continue to rinse out the hair until the water runs clear. As long as that water is milky white, that means that there is still relaxer in the hair. Open up the hair and get the water in there really good so that it runs clear. Do not begin to shampoo or neutralize the hair until all of that relaxer is rinsed out, because at this point you can still cause scalp irritation if there's still relaxer and you go in and you cause any scalp abrasions from the shampooing. Now that all of the relaxer is rinsed from the hair, I'm going to go in and apply some post-chemical infuser. All this does is slowly start to bring down the pH of the hair from the relaxer and then start adding back in nutrients and moisture into the hair. Also, I let the post-chemical infuser sit on the hair for about 2 minutes, and then I go straight into neutralizing the hair with the matching neutralizing shampoo. You do not have to rinse out your post-chemical infuser. Just go straight into neutralizing the hair. Now, I am not going to lie. When I shampoo hair, sometimes I do get a bit aggressive and I do get a bit heavy-handed, but I'm only doing that because I'm just making sure that the scalp is thoroughly cleansed, and most of my clients, they don't usually mind it. But after I do a relaxer, I do try to be a bit more gentle because I still don't want to scratch or bruise the scalp. If you are using a relaxer system that has a neutralizing shampoo that turns pink when there's still relaxer residue in the hair, continue to shampoo the hair until that shampoo turns completely white. Here I am slowing the video up a little bit to show you that it is very important to focus on the hairline, the ears where the skin is very thin and relaxer may have gotten on them, and the nape of the neck. A lot of the time clients have burns on their ears. Their hair starts breaking off around the edges and the nape because there is still relaxer residue there. So just take your time, focus on the hairline and the nape, making sure it is thoroughly cleansed just like the rest of the hair. After you are done neutralizing the hair twice, follow up with a moisture shampoo. I'm following up with the Honey and Almond Moisture Shampoo by Influence. I like to follow up with a moisture shampoo just to make sure that the hair is sufficiently moisturized before moving on. Now that the shampooing process is completely done, I'm just going to towel blot the hair, removing all dripping or excess water, and I'm going to follow up with the Honey and Almond Moisture Conditioner by Influence. I'm going to just detangle the hair, let it sit a second, and then rinse it out in cool water. Finally, we are back at my station and I'm going to apply some leave-in conditioner. I'm using the Design Essentials Bamboo and Silk HCO leave-in conditioner. I love this conditioner. I apply it very generously throughout the length of the hair. And afterwards, I follow up with a little bit of serum to kind of seal in the moisture. It's the BioSilk Silk Therapy. All you need is a little bit less than a dime-sized amount and focus it on the ends of the hair. Now, my mom does not like to sit underneath the dryer, so as for styling, all I'm going to do is take my paddle brush and blow dryer and blow dry her hair. You can go into wet styling or molding or wrapping the hair, whatever you want to do. Her hair is completely blow dried. Here is the final result. her hair is still very thick and full, not dry or lifeless. She could use a bit of a trim, but we'll do that next time. And here's just to show you that relaxed hair, it can still be full, it can still be healthy. As long as you're following the correct techniques, everything will be good.